Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranashakshusrotramatho Balamindriyani cha sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarod Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam me astu Tadatmani nirate Yaupanishatsu dharmaste mai santu te mai santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Bhagavantao Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Ityetadaksharamudgitamupasita Om iti hyudgayate tasyopavyakhyanam. Page 250. Shodashkala Soumya Purushaha Panchadasha Ahani Maashihi Kamam Apah Piva Apomayah Pranaha Na Pibato Vichetsyate iti. Soumya Shodashakala Purusha. His Soumya, a good looking one, the Purusha, this person consists of 16 kalas, 16 parts. That if you want to verify this by your own experience, then Panchadasha Ahani Ma Ashi. We will not eat any food for 15 days. Kamam apah piva. However, during that time, drink as much water as you want. Why? Apomayah prana. Because prana is made up of water, and so if you don't drink enough water, na pibato vichetsyate iti. If you don't drink water, then prana will leave you. So Shodashakala Purusha. What are the 16 kalas? Bhashyakara explains. Annasya bhuktasya yah anishto dhatuhu sa manasi shaktim adhat. The subtle part of the food that is consumed, so that imparted adhat, sthapitavan, that imparted the Shakti or the power to the mind. Sa anopachita manasa Shakti. This power of the mind which is nourished by the food. Shodashada pravibhajya. That Shakti of the power of the mind itself is divided into 16 parts. Purushasya kalatvena nirdidikshita. As though a person is his mind. As the mind, so the man. So if the mind consists of 16 parts, the man made up of mind also consists of 16 parts. Thus, when the Upanishad says the person with 16 kalas or avayavas or parts, it means that the power of the mind has these 16 parts. Taya manasi annopachitaya shaktya shodashada pravibhaktaya. This Shakti of the power in the mind which has been nourished by the food, which is now divided into 16 parts. Sanyukta hai, the person possessed of this power of the mind, so divided, imaginarily divided into 16 parts. Why 16 parts? Shodasiddhinavachedena Shodasada kalpanam drashtavyam. Because he experimented last year for 16 days. Therefore, it is imagined that the mind has 16 parts, and so the person is made of 16 parts. Tadvan karikana sanghata lakshano jiva vishishta purusha shodashakala uchyate. This purusha, the person, Sanyukta hai, endowed with the 16-fold power of the mind. Tadvan, possessed of that. Tadvan, so the Tika said, na kevalam, so Sanyukta, na kevalam, tat sanyoga matram. Not only the person associated with this power of the mind divided into 16 parts, kintu drashtutvadi sarvavyaharanam tanmulatvad tat pradhanasya tadvan. Not only does this person or human being possess the 16 parts, but then he is primarily made up of that. Tadvan, tat pradhanasya, he primarily is possessed of this the energy of 16 parts. Karikana sanghata lakshana. One again is characterized by Karya and Karana. So that is the Purusha. Karya and Karana, the Purusha, that is Karikana sanghata, made up of the gross and the subtle bodies. Jiva vishishta hai, that Karikana sanghata which possesses the consciousness or the reflected Chidavasa, Jiva vishishta. Purusha Shodashakala Uchyate. This person, characterized by the body-mind complex, is called the Purusha of 16 kalas. So not only Karyakarana Sangha, the body-mind complex, but the consciousness, the soul, the Jiva that is along with that whole assembly is called the Purusha. Yasyam Satyam Drashta Shrota Manta Buddha Karta Vijnata Sarvakriya Samartha Purusho Bhavati. Yasyam Satyam, which power of the mind, when it is there, Purusha Sarvakriya Samartha Bhavati. The person becomes capable of performing all these various activities. What are they? Drashta, is seer, Shrota, hearer, Manta, thinker, Buddha, intelligent, Karta, doer, Vijnata, knower, etc. That a person is able to perform these various functions shows that he has the power to perform those functions. And that power is imparted by the mind. How do you say the Anvaya and Vyatireka? As long as that power is there, so long the person is able to perform his various functions. Hiyamanayam chayasyam. But which power, when decays, wanes, samarthya hani, you also find the decay or the decrease or waning of the capacity also. Says Anandagiri in the fourth line, Annarasajanitam Manasakti Prayuktam Sangatasya Samarthyam. This Sangata has Samarthyam, has the power, the capacity. Manasakti Prayuktam, the capacity that this body mind sense complex has is imparted to it by the mind. How did the mind get it? Annarasa janitam, which capacity or strength is born of food, and the mind thus becomes powerful. It imparts power to this karikana sanghata or the body mind sense complex, which is then able to perform the various functions of seeing and hearing and thinking. Vakyam pramana, this is Vakya Shesham pramana, means this Vakya comes later. Vakshyati Vakshari cha atha annasya ayid drashta ityadi. So when he has a labha, when he gets food, when he eats food, then drashta is able to perform his function of seer, etc. Sarvasya karyakanasya samarthyam manah krutameva. The capacity of this body-mind sense complex is all due to the mind. So here, Abhinava Narayana Nandendra says here in the line 34, Nanu Chakshuradi Samarthameva Drashtutvado Hetuhu the manas samarthyam. That you are able to see is because of the power of the eyes. If the eyes have no power, you can't see. Ears have no power, you can't hear. So it is well known that the hearing takes place because of the power of the ears. The seeing takes place because of the power of the eyes. The manas samarthyam, where is the mind there? How do you say it is due to samarthya? The capacity of the mind. Says Chakshuradi Samarthamapi Manah Krutameva. Says no, even the capacity or the ability that the eyes, ears, etc. have is all due to only mind. So Vashyakara said, Sarvasya Kayakanasya Samartham Manah Krutameva. The entire Karikana Sanghata, the body mind sense complex, has the capacity all due to mind only. So Karya Karana se Samarthyam, the Tika says Karyam, Shariram, Karanam, Indriyani. The body, sense organ self is Samarthyam. The ability, capacity is all due to that of the mind. Tadeva spashtayati. Here Anandagiri said ukte arthe loka anubhavam anukulayati. This is what people's experience is. All this samarthya, the capacity is due to the capacity of the mind. Tadeva spashtayati. He clarifies the Bhashyakara. Or the other tika says karyadi samarthyam manasamidyatra anubhavam pramanam aha. So this Tikakara calls this as Anubhava Pramanam. Earlier Tikakara called the earlier Vakya as the Pramanam, Anubhava Pramanam. Manasena iti. So we read the sentence on page 250, line 10. Manasena hi balena sampannaha balino dushyante loke dhyanaharascha kechida annasya sarvatmakatvat. Manase nahi balena sampannaha balino dushyante loke. In this world, who are the people who are powerful? The people who are possessed of the power of mind. They are seen to be powerful. Says the Tika, Utsayino hi shariradi balasya alpatvebi manasena balena balamanto dushyante ityartha. The people have a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. Shariradi balasya alpatvebi. Sometimes we find that they are very lean people. Shariradi balasya alpatvebi. Even though the power of the body is limited. And still, manasena balena balavanto dushyante. We see them as powerful because of the power of the mind. So this is Anubhava Pramanam, according to this Tikakara. Then Tika says, Dhyaninam api manasena balena balavatvam dushyate. Even people who are given to meditation, Dhyaninam api manasena balena. For them also, the strength imparted to them by the capacity of the mind, balavatvam dushyate. The capacity to perform the meditation also is due to the power of the mind. Or, as Anandagiri says, kincha kechita manasena balena dhyana ahara dhyanameva ahara yesham. So meditation itself is food for them. So we find them possessed of this power of meditation. Dushtam dhyanahara dushyante manasena balena, by the power of the mind. Tacha dhyanam anna parampara parinispannam. So ultimately the dhyana or meditation also is the result of the food. Anna parampara parinispannasya. The food, the subtle aspect of the food nourishes the mind becomes powerful. In turn, with that mind, they are able to meditate and just remain with meditation only. They don't need any other food. Annasyeva dehadirupena parinatatvat. Because it is annam alone that has transformed itself as this body. So dhyan, then Bhashyakara says, dhyanaharaha keshit annas kechit. Some people are, their food is only meditation. Explaining this, the Tika says in the line 38, dhyanameva aharaha iti. Those for whom dhyanam, meditation itself is ahara or the food, iti anena shariradi balasadini bhutam aharantaram nasti iti darshayati. So by the expression dhyana haraha, what does the Bhashyakara mean to say? Shariradi balasadini bhutam aharantaram nasti iti. Only meditation gives them the power even in the body. We find that some people are able to, they bury themselves in their, in the ground, or remain without food for a length of time. Shariradi balasadhani bhutam. So the body, the sense organs, the bala, the power that the body sense organs has, we do not see any other source of energy. So we have to say that the meditation itself is the ahara food which keeps this body, mind, sense complex going. Kechididyasya manasena balena balinayati purvanusangena anvayah. Kechid manasene balena sampannaha dhyanahārāsya drishyante. Some people possess the power of mind, are able to sustain themselves only on dhyana or meditation. The Tika continues, Nano andhakrutam manasam balamuktam tej adi sadhyam cha vagadi balamuktam. Wait a minute, what has the Upanishad said so far? Andhakrutami manasam balamuktam. The mental capacity is said to be because of the food. That's what the Upanishad has said. Annamayami somya manaha. Somya, the mind is modification of food. Tej adi sadhyam cha vagadi balam. And we are told that the strength in the prana is due to water and strength in the speech is due to fire. Tad katham vagadi karanasya sarvasyapi manobalena balavatvam. So earlier the thing was that the eyes are able to see because of capacity in eyes. But here now says, the Upanishad said that the power in the mind is due to food, the power in the speech is due to fire, the power in the prana is due to water. Tat katham vagadi karanasya sarvasyapi manobalena balavatvam. Then how do you say that all these, even speech also and prana also, that they also possess the power because of the power of the mind? How do you say that? Subhashya annasya sarvatmakatvat. Because anna is present everywhere. The food is present in the teja also, in apa also. The element prithvi is present in the element water, grossly fired, as well as element fire. Says the Tika, Trivritkutasya annasya teja adibhutatmakatvat. So because each element is made threefold. And so what we call Prithvi consists of half of Prithvi, 1/4 of the other two. Other two also contain 1/4 of Prithvi. Trivritkutasya annasya tejadi bhutatmakatvat. Therefore it is present in teja also, fire also, water also. Manobaladvara vagadi baladhayagatvam. So even though the element fire may be seen to give the strength to the speech, but in that element fire, remember that 1/4 is element earth. And that quarter gives strength to the mind, and through that then the speech also becomes strong. Iti manobaladhinam vagadivanamiti bhavaha. Therefore, the capacity or the power that speech has is also due to mind. Because the food is present in the fire also. And food nourishes the mind, and that's how the speech also is nourished. Narendra Puniyam said, Manogata Sarva Shakti Rupena Avasthitatvad. What is Annasya Sarvatmakatvad? Anna is the self of all means what? Manogata Sarva Shakti Rupena Avasthitatvad. Because food is very much present in the mind as the very Shakti or the very power. Sishtika prakritam upasamharan aksharaणि vyasashte और एवं पातनिकाम कृत्वा षोडशकल शब्दार्थमाह. Bhashyakara, having given introduction, now gives the meaning of the word षोडशकल. Atah, next sentence says, Atah annakritam Manasam Viryam. Ataha Annakrutam Manasam Viryam. Therefore, Manasam Viryam, the capacity of the mind is due to Annam, is due to food. Then explaining Shodasha Kalaha. Shodasha Kalaha Yasya Purushasya Soyam Shodashakalah Purushaha. Shodasha Kalaha Yasya Purushasya. The Purusha, the Karyakana Sangha, this person who possesses 16 kalas is called Shodasha Kalaha. Understand that the Shodasha Kalas presented in the Prashna Upanishad are different. As pointed out yesterday, Shodasha Kala presented in the Upasana of Satyakama again are different. There are 16 Kalas of Brahman, of the cosmos. In Prashna Upanishad, the 16 Kalas are of the person. Shraddha, etc. So, Prana, the Prana, Shraddha. That's how Prana, Shraddha, the 5 elements, the mind, all of these make up the 16 kalas according to Prashna Upanishad. Here, the 16 kalas are the 16-fold power of the mind, which is what this person possesses. Therefore, he is called person with 16 kalas. Sristika Panchadasha Ahani Ityadi Uttarvakyam Avatarayati. So father said Shodasha Kalaha Purushaumya Purushaha. Then further says Panchadasha Ahani Ma Ashihi. Hey Shvetaketu, may not take any food for 15 days. So that Vakya is introduced by Bhashyakara, says, explained Bhashyakara. एतच्चेत् प्रत्यक्षीकर्तुम् इच्छसि पंचदश संख्याकानि आहानि मा आशीः अशनं मा कार्षीः. एतच्चेत् प्रत्यक्षीकर्तुम् इच्छसि, that the person is possessed of 16 kalas. If you want to experience this directly, you are a person, so you are also consisting of 16 kalas. And if you want to verify it by personal experience, then do what I tell you to do. Etat means what? Manasaha annamayatvam. That the mind is made up of food, that you are made up of mind, and mind is made up of food. If that is what you want to verify by a personal experience, then do this experiment as I tell you. Anandagiri said the same thing. Edat shabdena andikrutam manasam viram paramrishyate. Etat chet pratyakshīkartum ichchasi. That the power in the mind is due to the that in the food. Then Panchadasha Sankhyaakani Ahani Ma'ashi. Then he Shvetaketu may not eat any food for 15 days. Ashram Makarshi. Don't eat anything. Tika says, Anashane Prana Vichedam Ashankya. But Shvetaketu may ask this question, wait a minute. If I do not eat for 15 days, will I not die? So, in reply to that, father said, Kamam Ichatah Apah Piba Yasmad Napibatah Apah Te Prana Vichetsyade Vichedam Apatsyade Yasmad आपो मयः अविकारः प्राणः इत्यवोचाम. Kamam means ichchata, as you wish. Apah piba, drink water. Apa is the accusative plural of the word up. So drink water to your heart's content as much as you want. Why? Na pibato vichhetsyadeti. Na pibatah. Tatra na pibatati na samasah. Apibatah. That's what it means. It's samasa. Not na pibatah, not two words. Na, according to Tikakara, na pibatah is one word. Te prana vichhetsyate. Your prana will depart. Vichedam apachyade. Will get separated. Yasmad why? So apomaya prana. Yasmad apomaya avikara prana iti avochama. Because we already said that prana is made up of food, made up of water, or is modification of water. If water is not there, prana cannot be sustained. Or Anandagiri says, Vichedam apachyate yasmat tasmat apaha pivaidi purvena sambandha. Since the prana will depart, therefore drink as much water as you want. Apam pana parityage prana vichede karanamaha. That the prana will depart in absence of water, for that the reason was given yasmaditi. Yasmad apomaya avikara prana, because prana is the modification of water. Pranasya ammayatvepi kimiti apam parityage tasya uchcheda. Suppose the prana is the modification of water. If you do not drink water, why should prana leave? Suppose you ask that question. Or as the other tika says, karane sati karyasyapi bhavam vyatireka mukhena aha. Karane sati karyasya bhavam. When the cause is there, then the effect is there. That's said by vyatireka, by the disagreement it is said. Nahi iti. So next sentence says, Nahi karyam svakaranopashtambham antarena avibhramshamanam sthatum utsahate. Swakarana upashtambam antarena. Upashtamba being supported by. The karyam, the effect, when not supported by the cause, material cause. Abhibhramshamanam nasthatam utsahate. It is not possible for the effect to remain intact without the presence of its material cause. Tantudahe patadaha. So when the thread is burned, the cloth will be burned. In absence of thread, the cloth cannot sustain itself. So in absence of the cause, material cause, effect cannot sustain. It is a material cause that sustains or upholds the effect. Says the Tika, Brashyamanam. So avibhramshamanam means what? Brashyamanam vinashi karyam karanopashtambhamantarenabi sthatam utsata iti nahi. Then the karyam of the effect, which is perishable, it cannot remain intact in absence of the material cause. Apidu karanopashtambhe sati eva sthatam utsate iti vyatireka parivasanam drashtavyam. Meaning that, so no point in saying something negative. We want to say something positive. But Bhashyakara says it is a negative language, which means that karanopashtambhe sati eva sthatum utsate karyam. Effect can remain intact as long as the material cause is there. Yadva apahpiva iti ukte vipakshe bhadakamuchyate. You can say that drink water. If you don't drink water, then what will happen? Apomayah prana na pibato vicheshyate. If you do not drink water, tatra na pibata iti na samasa apibata prana vicheshyate iti. Tasmin pakshe hetu param bhashyam yathashrutameva drashtavyam. In that case, if it is bhadaka, if you don't do this, then this is what will happen. Then the hetu param bhashyam, the yasmat apo me abvikara prana is to be seen as it is. I think it is pranasya ammayatvepi kimiti apam parityage tatsya uchchedaha. Even if the prana is made up of water, what is it? Suppose you don't consume water, why should prana depart? So nahi, Bhashyakara says, that we already saw. So vishanna sadam utsahate. So this is what the father said to the son, to verify that the mind is made up of the food. And the person, the capacity that a person has is due to the capacity of the mind. And as the mind, so the person. And the capacity of the mind comes from the power imparted to the mind by the food. So, it's a very interesting experiment. That the Purusha, the person, consists of the mind. The power that the person has is all due to the power of the mind. The mind has the power made up of 16 parts. Therefore, the person also has power made up of 16 parts. So if 15 parts go away, then one part remains. That is how the idea is here. There is some way of communicating how Annamayam is Somya Manaha, that the mind is made up of food. The next sentence is, page 251, Saha panchadasha ahani na asha atha hainam upasasade. किम ब्रवीमि भोः इति रुचः सौम्य यजुंषि सामानीति सहोवाच न वै मा प्रतिभान्ति भोः इति सह पंचदशानि न आश. As told by the father, the son Shvetaketu also did not eat any food for 15 days. Taken for granted that the disciple is an obedient disciple. This shows the Shraddha the disciple has in the Guru. So what are you talking? 15 days? Why should I fast? Doesn't question. What the father says? Fast for 15 days? Okay. You have to verify because you have a difficulty in arriving at this conviction as to how the mind is modification of food. If you want to verify that by personal experience, then do this. It's okay, I'll do that. Sa panchadasha ahani na asha. Therefore, he did not eat for 15 days. Atha hainam upasasada. Then he approached his father and said, Kim bravimi bhoho. What shall I recite now? Revered sir, what should I recite? Iti. Rucha Soumya. Oh, good looking one, may recite the mantras from Rig Veda. Yajumshi Samaniti. May recite mantras from Yajur Veda, mantras from Sama Veda. Rig Veda, he was blank. Yajur Veda, he is blank. Sama Veda, he is blank. Sahovacha navaima pratibhanti bhoho iti. Says, revered sir, they do not appear in my mind, they do not flash in my mind. That means that he knew all the Vedas, this boy. Rig Veda is not an easy thing to know all the Vedas in this young age. Because mastering a Veda itself takes some 12 years. We say a total of 12 years. And he has mastered all the Vedas. But today, none of these mantras or passages appear as flash in my mind. They do not shine in my mind, meaning I cannot recollect them. Bhashya can explain that. Saha evam shrutva manasaha अन्नमयत्वं प्रत्यक्षीकर्तुम् इच्छन् पंचदश अहानि न आश अशनं न कृतवान् स एवं श्रुत्वा. So when the father said that may you not eat any food for 15 days, however, drink as much water as you want, evam shrutva, hearing this from the father, manasa annamayatvam pratyakshīkartum icchan. Shvetaketu icchan, desires of pratyakshīkartum, verifying by his own personal experience. Manasa annamayatvam, that the mind is the modification of food, which is what he wanted to verify by his personal experience. पंचदश अहानि न आश अशनम न कृतवान. For 15 days he remained hungry without food. Then next one. Atha षोडशे अहनि ह एनं पितरम् उपससाद उपगतवान् उपगम्य च उवाच किं ब्रवीमि भोः इति. Atha thereafter, Shudoshehani Ha'enam Pitaram Upasasada. Having fasted for 15 days, on the 16th day, he approached his father. Upasada Upagatavan. As it is, though in that generation, Vedic times, the sons used to have reverence for the father also. And here is father as well as Guru. So whenever he approaches father, in a proper manner he approaches. Upasasada, Upagatavan. Upagamya cha uvacha. Having approached the father, he said, Kim bravimi bhoho iti. O revered sir, what shall I recite? The Bhashya continues, Itara aha ruchas soumya yajumshi samani adhishveti. Adhishveti, recite. Hey Soumya itara aha. Then the father said, Hey Soumya, Ruchaha Adhishva, may you recite the mantras of the Rigveda. Yajumshi Adhishva, may you recite the passages of the Yajurveda. Samani Adhishva, may you recite the mantras from Samveda. Bhashyakara says further, Evamuktaha Pitra Aha. Evam Pitra Uktaha. When the father said this to the son, then the son says, Navaima Man Rugadini Pratibhante Mama Manasi Nidrishyante Ityarthaha He Bhoho Bhagavan Niti. So when the father asks his son to recite Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, he says, Evam Pitra Ukta Aha. Son says, Navai Mamam, Ma means Mam, Rugadini Pratibhanti. This mantra, Rigveda, Yajurveda, they do not flash in my mind. Mama manasi na dushyante iti. I cannot recollect them in my mind, these mantras. Ityartha, hey Goho, Bhagavan iti. I don't know the reason, what's the matter? So you know it, revered sir, I don't know. I can't recollect these mantras. Bhashyakara says further, Evam Uktavantam Pita Aha Shrunu Tatra Karanam Yena Te Tani Rugadini Na Pratibhanti Te. Evam Uktavantam Pita Aha. The son was saying like that, to that son, the father said, Shru tatra karanam yena te tani rugadi na pratibhanti. O my son, the reason why, let me tell you, the reason why these Rig mantras, etc., they do not flash in your mind, they do not appear in your mind, you are unable to recollect them, so listen to the reason from me. So next passage says, Tam ho vacha yatha soumya mahataha abhyahitasya ekongaraha tadyotamatrah parishishtaha syat tena tatopi न बहुदहेत एवं सौम्य te shurushanam kalanam eka kala atishishta syat taya etarhi vedan nanubhavasi ashana athame vijñasasite. Tam hovacha yatha somya, just as a good looking one, mahatah abhyayitasya ekah angarah. When the fire is set ablaze, abhyayita, and then the fire becomes quiet, extinguishes, then some embers remain, angara, the ember. But here how big is the ember? Khadyota matra parishishta. Ember of the size of a firefly remains after the fire has burned. Parishishta syat tena tatopi na bodhahed. That poor little spark, how much can it actually burn? Only one something of its own size, that's all. It cannot burn anything more than that. Evam somya te shodasanam kalanam eka kala atishishta syat. There was a big fire. That fire became quiet and one little ember remained. Similarly, you consist of 16 kalas, and by fasting for 15 days, 15 kalas are gone, and just one out of all 16 kalas remains. Like that little ember after the fire has become quiet or extinguished. Tena tatopi na bahudahe. The little ember cannot burn anything more than its own size. Similarly, etarhi vedan nanubhavasi. So only one kala remains. With that you are not able to see or experience or remember the Vedas. Atha ashana. Now, hey Shvetiketu, go back and eat your food. Athame vijñāsasīti. Then you will understand what I am telling you. Explaining this, Bhashyakara says, Evam uktavantam pita aha. We already read. And further, yatha loke he somya mahatah mahat parimanasya abhyayitasya upachitasya indranai eva eko indranai agnehe eko angarah khadyota parimanah shantasya parishishtaha avashishtaha syat. Yatha loke he somya mahatah abhyayitasya. Mahat parimanasya, fire, huge fire, set ablaze of such huge fire. Upachitasya indhanai, that fire that is supported by the fuel, the firewood. Agnehe eko angara khadyota parimana shantasya agnehe. When the agni of the fire set ablaze by the firewood, when that becomes quiet, it is put off or it extinguishes. Then parishisht ekah angara khadyota parimana parishishta avashishta. Imagine that all from that big fire, all that remains is one ember of very small size of a firefly. Tenangarena. So, then further Bhashyakara says, Tena angarena tatopi tat parimanat ishadapi na bahudahe evameva khalu saumya te tava annopajitanam षोडशानां कलानां एका कला अवयवः अधिशिष्टा अवशिष्टा स्यात् तया त्वं खद्योतमात्र अंगारतुल्यया एतर्हि इदानीं वेदान् न अनुभवसे न प्रतिपद्यसे श्रुत्वा च मे मम वाचम् अथ अशेषं विज्ञास्यसि अशान भुङ्क्ष्व तावत्. So, one small little member of the size of a firefly, all remains as residue after the fire is extinguished. Tena angarena tatovi tat parimanad ishadapina bahudahed. The little spark can burn a little bit of its own size, but nothing more than its size. Ishad, even little bit ishadapina bahudahed. Cannot burn anything much more than its own size. Evameva khalu soumya te tav annopachitanam षोडशानां kalanam. Soon is also a good looking one. You are possessed of 16 kalas or parts. Eka kala means avayava adhishishta avashishta syat. He Shvetiketu, you are possessed of the 16 kalas, 16 parts. If you fast for 15 days, the 15 parts are gone. All that remains is one part which is comparable to that small ember which is residue after the entire fire is put off. Tvam khadyotmatra angaratulya etarhi idanim. Now, with the mind that you have, which is only 1/16 the capacity that it had earlier, which is comparable to an ember of the size of a firefly. Etarhi means idanim, vedananavosi, not able to experience Vedas, na pratipadyate, cannot comprehend the Vedas. Shutva cha me mama vacham. Having listened to my words also, you still cannot comprehend. Asa ashesham vignasayasi athan ashaniti. So may ashana bhunksva. May you go and eat now. Then you will know everything. What I am telling you and whatever it is that you want to remember, all of this you will understand. In one sentence, Anandagiri says in the next page, Rugadya pradibhanam tatra iti uchyate. See, Shrunu tatra karanam. In the line number 13, on the page 251, Eva Uktam Vantam Pitaha Shrunu Tatra Karanam. But Tatra with reference to that is what? As Anandagiri said, Tatra. Rugadi apratibhanam tatra iti uchyate. That you are not able to recollect all the Rigveda, etc. Listen to the reason for that. Then Bhashyakara said, Tat parinamat ishadapi na bahudahet. That little ember cannot burn anything more than its own size. So says Anagiri, ishadapi na dahet, kuto bahudahet iti yojana. When this poor little ember cannot burn anything more than its own size, where is the question of its burning everything? Tvam taudashana athamaya prashta vijnasasi. Therefore, you eat and then you will see, you will know whatever, or you will be able to recite whatever I have told you to do. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om.